Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Episode 89 of Franco's World. Excited to bring this one to you today. I got a great comic. He's a great guy. We had a nice little chat before this, and I'm excited to bring him to you today. Ladies and gentlemen, James Camacho. James, what's up, guy?
Hey, dude! Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. This is weird. We're just doing it through audio, and
Yeah, no video.
I don't know what you look like. You could you could be you could look
I'm a
like any.
5'3" Filipino man. I look nothing
Oh
like
my!
I.
Really?
No, I'm a six
Oh,
foot three.
okay.
I'm a 6'3" Native American guy from like Appalachia. I'm being dead serious.
Okay, cool. No, yeah, it's so funny when you said that. I was like, that just proves my point. I'm thinking because I know you're a baseball scout. I'm thinking you're like this Moneyball scout
That's
guy,
really
his
yeah.
visor hat still, and his three-quarter sleeve shirt, and
Oh yeah.
his sunflower seeds.
That was me to a T, man. I worked for a company that was owned or created by Bill James, who was like the main guy in Moneyball. That they're like, hey, he created the whole sabermetrics thing. So my
Hmm.
name is in Bill James' book. I'm in 2020 or 2019 Bill James baseball handbook. My name is in there.
Wow, that's so
Yeah,
cool. Yeah,
that's my credit on before I go on stage was in a Bill James book.
yeah. I'm sure one person in the crowd that knows baseball like me will perk up.
Yeah, man. But where can the people follow you at, man? You got a lot of good stuff online.
So I'm at Camacho Bro on pretty much everything. Camacho Bro is CAMACHBRO. I'm very self conscious about the handle because I know bro is like a douchey, and we're in the society where if you're a bro, you should go kill yourself. And
Right.
but it's just I made it in college, and it's just stuck, and I just really that's it. It's just not changing.
Were you in a fraternity in college?
I was not in a fraternity, but my roommate was like in the biggest fraternity. Like all my friends, like really good college friends and roommates they joined the fraternity, so I was able to join by proc, not join, but I was able to get invited to all
Yeah,
those stuff. That
I
was
understand. Yeah, we weren't. Yeah, both of our schools were not in the deep south, so it's like down there, it's a big thing to get into one of those. But like where I was at, man, I had friends that were in fraternities, and I could go hang out with them, and it was no issue.
I think it's still better to join because you kind of get all the perks where it's like you get to live in the house, and then like you get
I don't know if living in a house with 20 dudes is a perk.
well, it feels like a perk when you're in school because because that house is basically like you get the frat houses are huge and you get to throw down and like all the girls. I mean, girls are just like what like it's so weird to say, but like when you're in a frat or you have the frat house, they just I don't know, they look at you like you're like a celebrity,
Well, you're the BMOC. You're the big man on campus. You know.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the only reason you want to live there is to be a is social status. Other than that, no, you're living with 20 guys. It's like you're showering all together, and
Yeah, I was the guy who lived by himself in an apartment and did open mics in college. So if you want
oh
to know how
wow,
I did with the ladies, that's what I did. I was watching Johnny Carson reruns on the late night.
oh wow, that's very different. I wasn't even doing that in college.
What type of guy were you? Like, what was your comedic upbringing? I'm very curious.
So my comedic upbringing is pretty much it's I think it's different than most. I think a lot of comedians like, oh my god, I've always wanted to do stand up. I would watch Eddie Murphy on repeat. I
Yeah.
would whatever Carlin was my guy. I just always wanted to. And one day I was walking down the street, walking my little dog Fluffy, and I saw a sign on a that said open mic, and I saw the sign. I circled the date on my calendar. I canceled I told my girlfriend it was her birthday. I didn't care. I had to go do this, and I went and did that open. It's not my whole story is pretty much like I. So my whole life, even when I was a kid, I was always like a creative person. Like I would always draw comic books, write
Mhm.
like short stories, and I must have had like hundreds of notebooks of just like 5-star notebooks that were just littered with like just ideas and stories. And then I had made comic books from computer paper. I'd fold them up, I'd staple them, and I would make little books. And as I got older and older, um I kind of like suppressed my creativeness by, just trying to fit in, go to parties, drink, and smoke
Yeah.
weed and all that. Women, yeah, girls, and I just didn't really act on it. But like, I would act on it in small ways. Like, so in high school for an elective, I took creative writing,
Uh-huh.
and when I was in college, I would, I would be like, all right, yeah, I'll take a Shakespeare,
Mhm.
whatever for an elective.
You were a
And
creative person, and you were seeking some sort of creative outlet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It was always there, but I was lying to myself. Like I was like I was like majoring in like economics and all that shit. But I was writing screenplays on the side, and I just took this one screenplay class as another elective. And it was also kind of around the time my parents were like, "What are you doing? Like your second year of college, you're unmatriculating, you're just drinking all the time."
Yeah.
And I took this creative writing class, and a guy who was a actor on the Chappelle Show, and he wrote like Cabin Fever with Eli
Uh-huh.
Roth. Um, he was the teacher, and he was a super interesting dude. And I just remember like thinking like, oh, like this is a real thing. Like I can get into this kind of the entertainment business because this guy, like, I just didn't think it was like a real tangible thing.
Yeah.
You think Hollywood, you think this, you think that, and I had never met someone in show business, and I just kind of that was my first interaction. And then from then, I just started writing screenplays. I changed my majors over, and then everything I wrote was comedy related. It was all silly.
Mhm.
So eventually, stand up kind of like came into mind. I was like, okay, let me try that, and I tried it, and that was pretty much it. It was, and I didn't fall in love with it or anything. It wasn't like this is the most. Oh, I found the thing I love to
Yeah,
do. It
yeah.
was like I was writing jokes and doing them and performing. So it was like my whole life I was like, oh, I like writing comedy, and I was taking acting class. Like also like I was also obsessed with like movies and acting and
Yeah.
that whole universe, show business. I remember I used to have show business or showbiz in my bio for my Instagram. It was just showbiz.
Really? You're like
Yeah.
you're not picking one, it's just showbiz.
It was just show business. Yeah, just no, not even showbiz, just show business. Like that was my thing. And I wasn't even in show
Nothing else, like
business.
no like
No links to
no
my
links.
Patreon, nothing. No, just showbiz.
Just
Just
show business. Hey, James Camacho,
yeah,
show
trying to be
business.
trying to be coy and cool and
Well,
then
that's like
yeah,
I that's like big time comic Sebastian Maniscalco before he got rolling in LA and stuff like that. He sent headshots to all these people in LA, and he didn't put like a name or an or he did put a name. He didn't put like a contact sheet. He just said like Sebastian Maniscalco coming soon, and that's it. And people are like, who
I
is
love
this
that.
person? Yeah.
So funny, coming soon. I'll never forget. I met Dane Cook once. He did something like talk. So he did a Bennington show at Caroline's, and they did it live.
Hmm.
And I remember getting his autograph after, and I was just like, "I'll see you soon." And he just looked at me like, No, I don't think so." But
Yeah.
I was trying to be like that. I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be at your level one day, and we're gonna hang out. And then probably don't
Yeah.
want to hang out with him.
No. Yeah. I told
Yeah,
Steve Byrne. I said, hopefully, I see you down the line sometime, and I that was not a good idea.
no, they probably don't even remember you said that. They probably get that
No.
all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, that's funny. Sebastian's so funny. He's a really quiet dude. I hear, and like he's very introverted in real life.
I read his book, and
Uh,
it seems like he's got a weird taste and stuff. Like he loves, like, he hates people, but he said if he wasn't a comedian, he would be in like the service industry, like managing a hotel or something like that.
Probably, yeah. I think for me too. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I don't know. I don't think I'd be in some atmosphere where someone's telling me what to do all day or bitching me around. I think I would just. I there was a job I had before, like one of the like, last jobs for comedy. I was just a stock guy at
Wow.
Macy's, and I was literally just bringing cargo up and then just stocking shoes
Oh my
in a
god, I
warehouse.
thought you meant like stocks.
No, absolutely not. No, 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 no. That would be
I
no.
was like, Jesus, economics. Okay, stocks. All right, that makes
Absolutely
sense.
not. No, economics went nowhere, dude. I took macro, micro, and then I just gave up. That's really what it. That's my extent. Um, But yeah, I was just like literally like we have a shipment. And I would go down, unbox, and just put the shoe boxes in the stock room. And you know what? I did those days flew because I'm always busy and I had
Yeah.
my headphones on, so no one was telling me. I mean, they would tell me like you got to go along. Like, all right, cool. But there was nothing more than that, and I did that. And I remember, I think I even told my girlfriend like, that's I love this. Like, I don't love it because obviously I'm not going anywhere. You know
Yeah.
that's that's obviously like I want to have a purpose in life, but like that and doing comedy and working for yourself is what I think I'm capable of. I don't think I'm capable
Yeah.
of going through training and getting ditching
Oh yeah.
around, having to
Yeah,
go
I
do.
worked at Lowe's in college at two separate locations, and I had to go through the same training every time. It was so monotonous. I just want to rip my hair out.
Yeah, it's so brutal. I don't know how people just do it. I guess everyone's different, but I'm just incapable of doing. Like I would literally, I don't know how. I don't. I think at some point, I think 2 years in, if I couldn't do comedy anymore and I had to get a real job, if I had to do a 9 to 5 job, um, I don't. I just don't see it. Like I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, then that just means there's probably just like there was no way that this wasn't like meant for you to do, which is really good. Are there any sort of like so were there any comics whenever you were first like starting to do mics or anything like that that you would just like watch on Netflix and be like, I want to be like that guy, and then you get out there and almost subconsciously start doing impressions of them on stage?
Yeah, like Bill Burr in the beginning was one of
Yeah.
those guys. I just saw a video of me at the Village Lantern. If you're a New York City comic, you'll know what the Village Lantern is. It's like it's closed now, but it was when it was in the basement, and I would do these mics, and they were horrific. And I just saw a video of myself. I got the mic lean going. I'm just fucking screaming,
Oh, cool
cursing.
guy.
The what?
You're a cool guy.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to be super cool, and all my jokes were like I had like a joke about slam pieces. I was like, oh fuck, man.
Jesus. Yeah. Rough,
And
rough stuff.
yeah, I was just a complete a lost cause. And yeah, so Burr and like I remember watching Louis special and thinking it was so great, but I didn't want to
Mhm.
be Louis. I didn't want to be a sorry sack. I definitely want to be more of a Burr type, you know.
Yeah,
And
you didn't want to.
then
You
as
didn't want to do a lot of self-deprecating stuff. You wanted to be the aggressor.
yeah, absolutely for sure. Um, and then as time went on, I was became more interested in the actual New York City comics, the people you could see live, not the Netflix ones. Like I'm talking about like Nick Griffin, Normand, Joe List,
Mhm.
Jared Freed,
Yeah.
those guys um, were like I really and David Tell and probably throwing a black one in there.
No, but
Uh,
that's I'm in the same boat, man. When I was a kid, obviously I was watching every stand-up special under the sun on Comedy Central, but
yeah,
and then I got older and I just wanted to be like I want to be one of the guys. I still want to be one of the guys. Like I want people to respect me and be admired by my peers and just be one of the guys. You know what I mean?
absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And that thing is very. I don't know if everyone has that. I don't know if everyone has that. Like, I want to be respected by other comics thing, or I want my reputation to be like, he's a solid comic. He's got good jokes. And
Yeah.
this someone called me the other day, and I thought he wanted to run one of his ideas by me, but he ended up just asking for advice, kind of, which is
Hmm.
fine. But he told me he's like, dude, like every time I see you, like, you write more than anyone I've ever met. Like every time I see you, it's something that's different. I was just like, wow, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I don't even feel that way because I'm living it, but
Yeah.
that was one of the bigger compliments because it's good to know I'm coming across as like someone who's
Exactly.
a
Well,
real.
think about it. Think about it like any other workplace. You wouldn't want to be like to have anyone have any of these conceived notions that you're just like a bad guy to work with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. You're right, yeah. That and professionalism is such a big thing, and I guess
Oh yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
especially comedy. Yeah,
Yeah, and you'll have the same thing. Not to like bring it over to where I was and when I was working in baseball, but whenever we had like our little intake day and everybody they're going around, we have to say where we're from and how long we played and all this and that. And it's like,
Mhm.
all these guys are like, yeah, I want to be one of the youngest GMs in baseball. I want to run a whole ball club. And then it came down to me, and I'm like, I kind of want to just help out with the team, and then I realized, like, okay, I'm probably not meant to do this.
Yes. Yes, very true.
But you said we were having a little pre-show meeting, if you will, about like what some of our interests were, and you said you're a huge baseball guy, man. Who's your team?
Yeah, my team is so bad, and it's an interesting story. So my team is the Seattle Mariners.
All the way. Wow, you're from New Jersey, and you like the Seattle Mariners. Is it the colors? They
Yeah.
have great colors.
They have nice, cool turquoise colors. It's actually just when the team's so bad, all the colors get depressing,
That's
actually.
true.
But so I played baseball when I was young, and this was right around when Ichiro came up, and I
Hmm.
just remember kind of like, oh, I'm a scrawny Asian guy. He's a scrawny Asian guy. I could be him one day, maybe. I was all about getting contact, slapping hits around, and stealing bases.
um,
I didn't want to hit too many home runs, even though I had power. Actually, I had some power, but yeah. I mean, I taught myself how to hit left-handed just because he hit lefty, and like I actually hit I could bat lefty
wow, that's actually
just
really cool.
for
Were you
that.
slick in the outfield? You play in the outfield?
I played I played second base actually.
Oh, okay.
So the outfield was the one. I mean, he did have a cannon in the arm, which I thought was super cool. But I was more. I actually did like fielding ground balls and all that stuff. I like that a little bit.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's my favorite aspect of baseball is fielding. That's primarily like that was the main thing that I scouted was fielding and stuff like that. And I think down the line, it had I stayed with it, is I wanted to be like a fielding coordinator. That's like a thing, or like a rover for someone for an organization where you go check in on like different minor league teams that you have and like stay
yeah.
with one team for a week. I think that's one job that I thought about wanting to have, but yeah, now it's just working at a conference center, doing podcasts.
Yeah. It's interesting that you want like that gig, which it's a job someone has to do, but it's like what's his face? Britt Reed, who just fucking got
Yeah,
into a car crash. He's like the O lines coach. He's like, no one gives a fuck about what he does. But I'm
exactly.
sure it's a big part. It's still like a good important part of the team. Someone's gotta the O line is gigantic. It's like one of the biggest parts of if you're a football nerd or football, like the O line is huge.
Oh,
Like
that's where the game though they say the game's won and lost in the trenches. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, we
But
watched last
that
night's
game, I
game
guess
and
we could talk about the Super Bowl. It's probably one of the biggest stories around. We could probably get some extra downloads off that. But the Super Bowl, man, what'd you think of it? I thought it was kind of interesting.
I mean, it's one of those it was kind of like that game the Rams one where when you're watching, you're just thinking like, okay, anything's you never know football, something could happen, right? So you're kind of interested and watching just because football could one turnover, touchdown. Next thing Mahomes is capable of anything.
Yeah,
So you're interested because you think something could change, and it's the Super Bowl. But when it all was over, it was like the realization hits. You're just like, to me at least, I was like, that was a shitty game. It was
yeah,
not competitive whatsoever. And I mean, it's fat. Like, yeah, Brady was great. The defense was great. Mahomes was just. I mean, I remember the first sack of the game. I think it was in the first drive. I'm like, man, they're pressuring him really well. Like I
yeah.
haven't seen him get sacked. I haven't seen him like run. I mean, I think he ran 500 yards in the backfield, just trying
He
to.
was running for his life back there, dude. And then they
Yeah,
had that one sequence where he was closer to the goal line and they needed a touchdown to kind of get back in the game. And he's just slings it essentially behind his head twice. And they like, the ball hits the receiver in the helmet. One of them hits off the
yeah,
hands. Like he's trying so hard to make these plays that they just can't do it.
yeah. And I know he was a little compromised, but that was all credit to the defense. Like it's when it's like Super Bowl 42 when Brady was all fucked up because the line was he was just getting pressured all the time. It's like if you pressure a quarterback, it doesn't matter how good they are. If you make it hell for them back there, they can't throw. They can't get their timing down, and then as you could tell, all the receivers and the whole team was just fucked up. They were getting called for it was weird because like apparently they had been playing this kind of style all year, and especially against Buffalo. but they were starting to get the calls today, and then they were losing their. They don't lose a lot. They're so dominant. So I think some of their players were just fucking like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And
Yeah, like the
kind of like
Tampa went out and
flabbergasted. And
punched him right in the mouth. They had no answer.
yeah, yeah. They it seemed like they were winning so much. They probably got really kind of in feeling. They were feeling themselves, which they really, they have every right to, because they were just beating the shit out of everyone for about two
Yeah.
years. And they kind of got one in the fucking chin, and they got upset, and it was just a mess, man.
That's a
Penalties.
really good point, though. The fact I didn't really think about it like that. The fact they've been so dominant, and now you have Tampa who comes in and they've been through some adversity this season. They started out really ugly. In month of November, it was really ugly,
Yeah,
and now they come in, they play a complete game, like Brady said they were going to finally do,
yeah,
and Kansas City just had no answer for him. And yeah, there was some kind of junk calls, but Tom, man, he was putting it on a dot, man.
yeah. No, he's. I mean, he's a great leader, and he's smart as fuck, and he's been there. I think if this is this. I mean, this loss is good for the Chiefs, because they're gonna hopefully take a look at themselves and be a little more humble. I think they were just kind of getting so dominant, like, and they just, they I don't think they got it, held it together right. I'm sure
Right.
Mahomes. I just think, like, if Andy Reid, I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but like, to win that game, he probably should have humbled them a little more, reminded them that, you know let's every game's different.
They just had
And
no defense. I mean, offense. Both sides of the ball couldn't do anything. Defense couldn't stop the run, and then Brady was putting it wherever he wanted to. And then offensively, you're getting pressured, and you just don't have an answer for that. You're not sending an extra blocker. You're still running your, all everybody go downfield and Mahomes throw it up type stuff. It's tough.
yeah, yeah, they just got beat pretty bad. I'm sure if they played tomorrow, it would be a different story. But that was not. They didn't. It wasn't good.
Yeah,
The game sucked.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, it was yeah, kind of a mediocre game. The commercials were mediocre. That's all everybody's talking about on the internet is how mediocre everything was, and a very mediocre, no good year. What are like? So you didn't have any commercials that stood out in your mind, right? I think we talked about that.
no, not really. I mean, no, they were all just everything. The only thing that was starting to get my attention was how I was just trying to think, like, okay, so literally, I was trying to think of celebrities in my head, and then just waiting for their commercial to
Yeah,
come. Almost if you didn't get a commercial, like, I was trying to make a joke with my
you
girlfriend, like,
didn't get a commercial.
there's
It's
some
over.
celebrity out there that's like didn't get one, and it's like he feels like depressed,
Yeah,
or like career's over. Like, I couldn't even get a Super Bowl commercial. Like, fuck.
yeah. It got to the point, man. These commercials were so cheesy. So McConaughey was out there. Did you see that Doritos? I think it was.
Oh, you know what? There was one that kind of got me. The Doritos one was just whatever. It was it
Well,
was, it was
I was
cute.
watching the game with my mom, and I just saw him walk by the vending machine. I go, he's gonna go in the machine, he's gonna
Yeah.
eat it, and then he's not gonna be able to get out. And that's what happens. And I'm like, anybody could write this.
Yeah. The one, and this is the one thing I kind of liked, was the one with Brad Pitt, that he was doing the voiceover, and I was like, Brad Pitt's got a really good voice. Like, he should do more of this. That's the only time I
I'm
was
trying to
like,
think. I'm trying to
okay.
think. I might have to like throw that in here or something like that. But I don't remember which one it was.
He wasn't in it. It was just a voiceover. It's just like he was saying something, and just you had to catch in the beginning. It said narrated by Brad Pitt,
Uh huh.
and I just remember listening to it. I'm like, oh, he sounds like he does a really good voiceover. But
Yeah.
that's it. Like, other than that, all the commercials were like, okay, sure. Oh, that's celebrity. Oh, okay. What's this about?
But Brad Pitt. Oh, okay. Yeah. Moneyball. There it is.
No, I never cared much for the commercials. I don't care about the halftime show. My girlfriend was fucking like, it's so funny. It's one of those stereotypes about the halftime show. Like, the girls only, like, they go crazy, and she went crazy for it. Like,
Yeah.
halftime show, she turns off all the lights. She's on the couch, like, perched up, like, singing along, and, like, I'm like, yours is a different person. Like, the game was on, she's kind of like she's just eating, and, like, on her phone, and then as soon as the halftime show comes on, the phone goes away, and it's got her full attention. I'm like,
Dude, I
what the
love the
hell?
weekend, man. I used to in college and I think late high school when the leaves start changing color and they start falling. I'm going
Mhm.
inside. I'm not coming back out, and I'm listening to my Weeknd,
Yeah,
and I'm forcing myself to get sad. I love it.
he's got so many hits. I will give him that. I don't get why like I watched the halftime thing. And my initial instinct was like, hey, this is all right. Whatever. This is a show. This is cool. They got it looks nice, especially that beginning when they kind of zoomed in and all
Yeah, there was a
the
lot of good
quick
shots, like
images.
cinematically speaking. It was a lot of good shots.
Yeah, and then I went on Twitter and everyone's saying it's the worst thing. It's a joke. I'm like, oh, okay. Like I just was like, I get what it was. Yeah, it was a little weird, but I just don't. I can't say I thought it was bad or it
No,
was
I thought it was
garbage.
funny.
Yeah, but you go on social media, it's just it's a blood feast.
You can't
Or
get anything past social media. There's going to be a large portion of people, no matter what opinion you have or what joke you come out with, they're going to be like, it's horrible. You could have 100,000 likes, and you're also going to get 2,500 comments that are like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen
I
online.
think it's one or the other. I think it's the greatest thing and it's awesome, or it's trash and what a joke. I don't. There's no
Yeah, there is no
nuance.
middle ground. There's no middle ground.
It was just like that was a garbage. He's an idiot. He's weird, and that was it.
But the
You know.
funny thing was, the commercial. We talked about this before. The funny thing was the commercial. Bruce Springsteen literally making a commercial where it's like, "Hey, let's meet in the middle," and everybody's like, "No!" Everybody's like,
Yeah.
"No, this is the worst idea ever."
Yeah, I think people kind of feel threatened by that. They feel like, don't tell me what to fucking do. Like
Yeah. So, what do you think about the week? Did you hear like the Weeknd spent $7 million of his own money to make that? Like he didn't get paid to be in the Pepsi halftime show.
yeah, I don't know why he would do that.
He wanted full artistic integrity. Come on.
Oh, is that why he didn't get paid for it?
Yeah, he
Is
he spent 7 million so he could make the show how he wanted it to. So these were all his ideas. I was saying, I hear
Yeah,
the Weekend. I'm thinking cocaine's gonna come out, and I was like, okay, we're down in Florida. Gonna get a little wild. I was hoping for that.
yeah. What I think about it is, I mean, he's an artist and he went for it. And as of right now, I don't think it was worth it because I mean, it got pretty much panned. And I mean, I see what he was trying to do, kind of. I mean, basically, what he was trying to do was trying to like make not your traditional halftime. You're just trying to be a little avant-garde, which is fine. But I'm pretty sure like sometimes and something I'm realizing with my art and my stuff is like sometimes like you need people to give their opinion or just be honest with you,
Yeah,
and kind of tell you like this sucks or not even that it sucks, like this isn't good or just kind of put a little more in reality. And
yeah. You don't need a bunch of yes men. I'm very fortunate enough to have friends that will tell me when my things I pitch them are bad.
yeah, everyone needs that. That's so key to
Like I will not get offended if you tell me it sucks. That helps. Like, thank you.
yeah, and if you're smart and you're good, you'll just take that and kind of um roll with it, and you can make the decision for yourself. But yeah, I think he's one of those. He's probably like super. He thinks he's like he probably thinks he's better than everyone, and he
Yeah,
just was I'm going to do it this way, and people are going to see um how great I am and how big of a deal, and then I think it kind of just backfired. But he'll make that money. All he's got to do is go on tour for a month. He'll make that money
yeah.
back.
Or he could be in another great movie. He was in Uncut Gems. He crushed that.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I forgot. I didn't forget, but it's like, yeah, he was in that movie. He was with that chick that chick in that movie. I read that she's not even like she's not even she's like that was like her first role ever or something.
What?
Yeah, like her first.
Hold on. Now I got to go on IMDb. You keep talking for a minute. I got
Yeah,
to look
like
this
they
up.
just found her. Like she auditioned, but she didn't have any prior big roles to that. Like she's super fucking hot
Yeah, she
and did
smoked.
a good job in the movie too. It's not like she had no skills. I was really surprised when I read that. I was like, um, yeah, she auditioned out of nowhere and they just found her. She wasn't anyone.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. She was in. Yeah, it looks like in 2018 she was in like a little short, and then 2019 she made Uncut Gems. Yo, that's wild, bro.
It's a huge deal. Like that is talk about a big break, you know?
Yeah. Well, whose niece is she? That's the question.
That's well, I don't know, but I could definitely I would, and I wouldn't be surprised. She's super hot, dude. I mean, she's like a fucking dime, you know?
Yeah.
And she's talented too. Like, I'm not saying it's just her look, but she's fucking gorgeous, and she it's, from her performance, she did a really good job. So
Yeah. That
she's
movie
like,
for me was like so cool. It was so cool because at the time I had a gambling problem. So at the time I was like gambling all the time and I was like, man, this is so cool. And then at the end he gets shot in the face after he wins and I'm like, okay, I'm out. Never mind. I'm done. I'm getting off my books. I'm done.
you know what I found really annoying about people's reaction to that. Like, I had people be like, "This is like, I don't get it." Like, they just basically said, "I don't get it." I'm like, or the ending was they didn't like the ending. I'm like, the whole point of the movie is to make you feel like frustrated and like claustrophobic and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, and he dies. It's not some. What do you want, a happy ending? Like, then go watch a Disney movie, dude. If
Go
you
watch a
want,
different Sandler movie.
yeah, exactly. Go watch Eight Crazy Nights or Mr. Deeds if you want to, or Anger Management. Like, this is not what that is. And I mean, I saw with some people that were just like, that was garbage. I thought it was going to be more action and more tits. I'm like, dude, like, this is a move. This is an actual like movie. All right, like, get over yourself, man.
Who are the guys that made it? The Sod? I don't know how to say. They were
Yeah,
brothers.
yeah, yeah. That's no. I think another. This is one of their first movies too. I think that they one of their bigger movies.
People hated that the constant yelling dialogue and the like whip pans and the quick that with the camera, like they wanted to immerse you in that scenario to make you feel that stress and build up the tension. You got KG yelling, you can't get the door open, get the
Yeah,
Powerades, it's a
yeah,
whole thing.
yeah. I thought it was. Really nicely done. But I think some people just want to be entertained,
Yeah.
and I think some people just they.
That's honestly where I'm at now in terms of modern comedy movies. If it entertains me for an hour and a half and I laugh some, that's a win. I don't rate it necessarily A, B, C, D. If it entertains, yes. If it doesn't, no. That's my scale now.
Yeah, I don't take anything too serious. Even action movies or whatever, I'm like, oh yeah. I mean, for 90 minutes, I didn't think about anything else, and I was like, okay, cool. Whoa, look at that.
Yeah.
Um,
But older comedies, man, those like that was a laugh from start to finish, and now it has to be a laugh with some drama. Maybe somebody dies, somebody gets broken up with, and there's jokes intertwined throughout. But old actual comedy movies that were like joke, 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 joke. We don't see that anymore.
yeah, no, you have to have more like substance to it, which I'm okay with that. Like, I'm actually kind of more of that like Judd Apatow cloth, because I tried to watch Airplane recently, and it was so funny, but it was also like just brainless, Like, I'm just kind of like it's just kind of like one liner jokes the
Yeah.
whole movie, and I don't kind of feel any kind of emotional connection to it.
You like to have a story too, huh? So the Judd Apatow movies. So are you like? I'm thinking like there's Knocked Up. There's This Is 40. There's like what's the big one for you?
Probably not. I would say Knocked Up.
Okay.
Yeah, not This Is 40. No, I didn't think This Was 40 was that great.
I see. That's the one to me. That's like okay. This seems like a look into like someone's life. This seems realistic.
I gotta watch it again. I just remember watching it and then being like, "Oh, this is not Knocked Up," and then I wasn't that into it. I do gotta watch it again. A lot of there's a lot of movies I watch that I either watch bootleg or on a plane, and
Yeah. Movies
that's
on a plane
the
make
way to
me
watch
cry no matter what. I will tear. I will
it.
cry on a plane.
On a plane.
On a plane, I will cry. First off, I'm afraid of flying and my anxiety is going through the roof. I'm an
Sure.
emotional wreck. And then, we're zooming 5,000 feet in the air, however many hundreds of miles in and Brad, I watched that Ad Astra movie. I was on my way to Germany, I think, and I was watching that Ad Astra movie and dude, when he meets his dad, Tommy Lee Jones, out in the middle of outer space, and then they start fighting, and then he's like, I have to leave my dad, who I've been searching for this whole time, because he's not who I thought he was going to be. I lost it. And I have a great relationship with my dad. It has nothing to do with me and my dad. I just cried. I lost it.
I got to see that one, but I know it sounds like something I would probably cry too. Like,
I
just
wanted it to be Interstellar 2.0, and it wasn't. That's what I wanted it to be.
right. Oh, that's the worst when you when you think someone's gonna be something, either a celebrity or a girlfriend, or and then you just learn like, oh
Well, I am the
no.
king at unrealistic expectations. I actually had a talk with an ex not too long ago because I'm in the process of working myself out. I think I was a selfish person in the past, so I'm trying to make amends with that.
Yeah.
And like she said, you would just set unreasonable expectations for every little thing, and you would constantly live in a state of disappointment, and then you would just be negative all the time. And I'm like, wow, well, that slapped me across the face. That makes so much sense. Do you ever get into that trap?
Wait, what was her critique? It's,
I'm
it
sorry,
sounds
I went
so
off there. I went off.
specific.
I went off. I went off. I went off.
No,
Okay.
no, no, it's okay, but just tell me, because it sounded really specific, and I want to.
She said that I set unreasonable expectations for myself to a point where I always get let down, and I just live in this constant state of negativity. And then I'm just always trying to find the bad things, and I'm just being selfish because I'm just projecting this like, well, everything sucks. This is bad. That's bad. That's bad. Do you ever fall into that sort of trap of setting unrealistic expectations, thus leading you to just be negative?
No, I think honestly, my expectations are probably. I wish they were higher, but
Yeah.
honestly, mines are too. I think mines are kind of like realistic.
I
And I
think
wish.
I wanted them to be realistic, but I think they were just too pessimistic. I think I was just trying to find the bad thing in the expectations.
Mm, yeah, that could be. That's definitely a problem if you're like. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's definitely a problem if you're kind of thinking like, um, you're setting your goals too high, and they're like unachievable, and then you start getting mad at everything.
It's not that I was like it had nothing to do with me being like, "Oh, I want to be the biggest person in the world. I want to sell out MSG." It was never that. It was just like I'm mad I don't even get an opportunity to try to be a good middle because of this pandemic, and then I get angry, and then this and
Oh,
that.
I see. Yeah, that's no good. Like, I think, yeah, that's a very you're only giving yourself like one outcome. You're also like, that's not true. Like all that stuff, like I can't do this, I can't do that. It's like you're just kind of like making this reality,
Yeah.
this fiction a reality. You're kind of just saying like, well, it can't be done, so it's not gonna. It's like, well, did you try? Did you do everything you could? No, I just know like the way I am, or the way this is. Then that's definitely, yeah, that's for sure not.
Yeah, so that's I'm in process. I'm in process of working that out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as you're working at it, man. A lot of people, they have these issues and they just don't care, or they're just too comfortable, or it's just like, you're at least you're trying.
This
That's very.
episode was get to know James, and now it's turned into a therapy session of me. Oh man, we can get back to comedy, I guess.
Okay.
So for you, when did you start doing mics? Did you give us an age when you started doing mics?
Uh, 21.
21. I started when I was 20, 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to start at 20 because Seinfeld said he started at 21, and I was like, "Oh, I have to start before him, Give me a head start."
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It clearly did not. But anyways, so you're getting to do all these shows now. You're going to be opening up for some great people soon. You have your own feature.
Yeah. Yeah. So every once in a while, I get the headline stuff, and um, I have been able to bring my own feature. Yeah, and um, it's pretty crazy. It's pretty humbling, and I respect my features or people I ask to open for me too. So it's almost like a weird like, you're opening for me. Like it's just kind of like it does like it's just it's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy to see I guess it's the progress that's really um
What are you seeing right now as far as the comedy landscape? Because you specifically have the ability to go out and do these shows and stuff like that. Do you find that the audiences are yearning for some sort of like comedic content, or do you think they're just like, just constantly negative?
no, the audience, I think, like, this is a good question, because I was talking about this with some pretty big acts recently. If it's a pandemic, it's a pandemic now, and if you're coming out and it's almost kind of in a way risking your life and paying money when times are tough, it's like you want to be there. You want to be at that show, and you want to have a good goddamn time.
Yeah.
So the crowds have been really good. I haven't really performed for any. Not to say I haven't performed for shitty crowds during the
Yeah.
pandemic. I've performed for crowds that haven't been awesome, but I haven't performed for anyone that's like any crowds that are like bad crowds,
Yeah.
where you want to yell at them, like, why did you come here if you're going to act like this? I haven't really felt that way about any crowd yet. Um, and I think it's just because like the people coming out want to be there, they're comedy fans, and
Yeah.
they're yearning for um, some live entertainment. And um, it's great. It's honestly great. Like it's hard to have a bad set now. If that means
Oh,
anything.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
it really
noted.
is. It really is. I think so. It's like um, just be funny and be cool, and I think you'll be okay right now.
Yeah. Do you think that, and I don't know if you can answer this if you don't want to, that's fine too, but do you
Yeah.
think that the pandemic got rid of a lot of comics who in the back of their mind didn't really want to be there?
Can you?
Like comics that maybe were doing it for the wrong reasons, or comics that were kind of just going through the motions. Um, do you
I
think the pandemic that kind of was an eye-opening experience for them to just be like, you know what, I'm out? Like, have you seen people drop off?
To be honest, I haven't seen anyone like quit or at least make it public. I haven't been paying that much attention to who's still doing it, who isn't doing it.
Yeah.
But I will say, I do see some comics. And I don't know, like I just haven't seen that they've been performing, and this is just maybe through social media or they're not doing Zoom shows because they don't want to. And I don't know if they've quit. I think if everything went back to normal tomorrow, I think they would be back out there.
Yeah.
Um, but I do see people that have been kind of like taking this break and letting society get back to normal. They're kind of using that as their restarting point, and they're not
Mhm.
exactly taking their life in their own hands. But you know what I mean? Like they're not really
They're not
uh
making their own luck. They're kinda like wherever it's going.
yeah, they're like, if when things go back, I'm out there, but right now I'm chilling. It's pretty good, and
Yeah.
it's like, to me that is a sign of someone that doesn't really, um, I don't want to say not like doing comedy, but maybe someone that doesn't wa- really view this as like a viable career option.
Yeah.
That's to me. That's how I don't want to say someone's not
You're not
into it.
knocking them. This isn't a knock of them. This is just a thought.
Yeah, I just don't think there's a lot of like I can go on all day about different instances of how I think people aren't like real comics or like I mean I know a lot of people have day jobs and like you have to have a day job obviously
Mhm.
to pay your rent but um in a weird way to me it's like if you don't at some point quit your job or just go for it all like then you
Yeah,
don't
no, it makes
yeah.
sense, you gotta take the leap, the leap of faith. It makes total sense.
Mhm. Yeah, and I just think too, like I mean, I have a couple people on mind are like, yeah, I'm not getting up now, or I'm not doing this now. I
Yeah,
haven't been to it.
and I know a lot of people have sort of mocked the Zoom shows, but for a guy like me who doesn't have the opportunity to be in the city, and not that I've ever been in the city, I mean, I have just passing through, but,
Mhm.
the Zoom stuff has been great for me. It's been an opportunity for me to try out material and in front of some people, so I love it.
Yeah, and yeah, absolutely, it's something. It's better than nothing. And like I said, it's like it's not the same thing, and you need to perform. You need to get up to really be good at comedy, but it's better than nothing. And if that's your only option is to do Zoom shows, like the other day it was like, whatever, it's been snowing in the city. Can't really go out. Nothing's going on anyways. Um, and you're not gonna do a Zoom show, like so you're not just gonna do any type of making people laugh. That's what it really comes down to. You're just making people laugh. And if you don't want to do that, then I don't know. Like you just to me you don't doesn't feel like you're really into comedy.
Yeah, yeah. I used to be, I think when I was first starting and I was in college, because I was like one of the only people in my college town that was doing mics, and I thought I was like a comedy snob and watching stuff through a lens of like, oh, I could do better than that. And now it's like I just have admiration and respect for anyone that gets up there and can make people laugh. I respect the kill now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially when you try it and you don't you've never killed, you're like, are you really learn what killing is
Yeah.
and you realize how hard it is. And then when oh, like I got to do this for 45 minutes, you know, and maintain this energy, and that's when you have really respect for people that are just murderers, you know?
Yeah, man.
And then
Yeah.
people who have different material every time are like, "Oh, that's," then that's when it gets really, inside baseball.
Yeah, I think that's honestly my main goal is just to like be a guy that's super respected by his fellow peers. Do you have any sort of goals in the comedy game?
My goals are really just to, I guess, like we talked about, it's like be respected and be looked at as like this guy is like a comic that works his ass off, and he's actually funny. He's not just like a YouTube sensation or whatever the fuck, you
Yeah.
know. He's a
What do
good
you think
comic.
about that when people jump like say in 5 years Logan Paul does a stand up special? What do you think about that type stuff?
I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, this business is about making money. Um, and it's about selling tickets, and it's about, so he has the market ability, which is was what you need. And then you also have to be funny, and so he's kind of got probably the harder part down, which is the fans and
Yeah.
the views and the marketability. And he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do stand up." And obviously, you can be like, "Well, that's bullshit. Well, that's this, that." It's like, to me, it's just like it's not my problem. It doesn't affect me,
Yeah.
and I just try to do what I can do, which is to be the best I can, and
Yeah.
in my own
Joey
fan
Rinaldi,
base.
my good friend, I don't know if you know him or not, but
Who is it?
Joey Rinaldi.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
He
Okay.
has a great analogy about it. It's like golf. Comedy's like golf, where you have your own score and you're not playing against somebody else. You're playing against you're trying to score a good score.
Exactly. And the moment you start looking at other, what's he doing? What's that going on? You start getting mad, like, oh god, like what the fuck, like why are they getting? It's like you're wasting your time, because when you're up there on stage, no one's gonna help you, dude. Like, who doesn't help you. You Even if you're super famous, you have TV credits. That's not gonna help you after a certain point. It's just about you being funny. No one's gonna come save you. You know.
Yeah.
Literally, the only thing that could save you when you're bombing on stage is if someone fucking heckles you, or if someone drops their drink. You can kind of make fun of that and build to that. Like, that's other than that, no one's helping you, man.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to get upset when about other people, what they're doing.
No, I think I've always compared comedy to baseball. That's my background where it's like the good pros are the ones that go out there on their day to pitch and they know how to hit their spots and they might have to learn a new pitch or throw it differently or stuff like that. And they're consistent professionals day in, day out. That's my analogy with comedy is
Sure.
baseball.
I respect the people that, especially like that, are willing to change. Where like they get old and they go, okay, I'm not going to be throwing 98.
Yep.
I'm going to
Yep.
have to develop a fucking slider or something, and then they just become a different pitcher. And then, that usually only lasts a couple years, then they got to retire. But I still think that's um, just the willingness to work and the humbleness. Like, I think Brady too. It's like that dude work. I mean, if you see pictures of him from when he was a rookie, he's fucking pudgy and looks like shit. And
Yeah.
now he's taking all, the diet and the
The TB12
TB12,
method. Yeah.
but he's doing what he has to do for the longevity, and he works his ass off, and
Part of
that's
me
why he
wants
works.
to try his diet because look, I mean, it seems like it works, but it's like, dude, it is crazy. I have to
Have you
throw everything out of my cabinets.
have you seen the diet? Is it online?
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
it's online, the TB12 method. Like he doesn't eat hardly anything. I don't even know what he eats. Just
he doesn't
air.
eat.
He doesn't eat hardly it. I mean, he does, but like anything that you think might taste okay, it's gone.
Jesus, I just
It's
think, like, I don't
it
know. I
seems
gotta
like it
take.
works though.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I gotta take a look at it, but I mean, for a while I was like eating kind of like like less carbs and all that shit, and like
Yeah.
it worked. I mean, I got pretty lean and stuff, but I just kind of at some point was like, I need to, like, I'm starving all the time. I don't think that's good either.
I need the carbs, man. I like to run, man. And I'm a skinny
Yeah,
guy, so I need all I can get.
I honestly have a trouble. I undereat. I have trouble eating enough. Like, I still, like, even today, it's like I woke up, I worked out, I had a protein shake and a banana, and then I just ate like a egg wrap, like with 3 eggs,
Yeah.
and it's 2 o'clock, and like
Dude,
that's not enough.
same here, bro. I had a biscuit and a banana this morning for breakfast, and like that's it.
Yeah,
It's
and I and I
2:30.
and then I have, like, then at dinner I eat whatever, I blow out a bit. Like, I just have, like, rice, chicken, whatever. Like, I think tonight the lady and I are gonna. I'm leaving, and Valentine's Day is coming, so we're probably gonna do a little. a
That's
little
sweet.
more,
That's sweet.
but it's like if you all right, so let's say I have 1,000-calorie dinner, but I only eat like fucking 500 calories, but I'm gonna fucking lose weight, you know,
Yeah,
or I'm not gonna gain any muscle. And I remember hearing about Wiz Khalifa, like he got fucking jacked,
he did. Yeah, he was
and
really skinny.
he would set alarm clocks in the middle of the night for him to eat. Like you have to like overeat to the point where it's like and obviously healthy food, but you have to like if you want to gain size weight, you got to put on like you got to eat like 3,000 calories a day. So everything I'm doing now, like for breakfast, I should have eaten like, you know, way more. And it's just tough for me because I'm definitely more of like the I want to be ripped type of dude, you know?
I just want to be lean. I want to be a defined man. I don't need muscle mass. I just want to look like a healthy
But
human.
but the more muscle you gain, the better you'll look. You know, you'll look leaner, you'll look more ripped. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's like it helps. And if you can do it right, it'll be better. But if you're just kind of like eat, um, like barely eat so you can maintain leanness and be ripped, um, you're not going to gain any muscle, which is you're only going to, you know, you're
Yeah.
only going to look so
How
good.
tall are you? How tall are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 6 foot, like just
Okay.
that's
So
it. Yeah.
we're about the same height, and so
Yeah.
we probably go through a lot of the same trials and tribulations. We can't gain any weight. Were you were an athlete? When did you stop playing sports?
I stopped, yeah, just high school, like
Yeah. Did you
till like
play like intramurals and for fun in college and stuff like that?
I really didn't.
Okay.
No,
Well, never mind. Okay, we're
I
not
really
in the same
fell
boat.
apart.
Scratch that.
Yeah, no, I fell up, but I would always work. I still consistently worked out throughout, but no, I wasn't getting the same cardio as I was before. I wasn't getting the same. I mean, when you play sports, you do a lot of physical activity that you just like you would never do, like if you didn't have to do it, you know.
Yeah.
So I got pudgy and stuff. Like I remember, dude, if you see me pictures, when I first started doing comedy, I'm not, I'm not fat, but I'm not in like good shape. Like
You're skinny fat. You're skinny fat.
I'm definitely skinny fat. My face is rounder. I got a stomach going. You know, I got very small like single A boobies, and I
Single A.
turned it all. Yeah, I turned it all around though. Like I look pretty good now, but there's always a point when like you gotta go on an extreme diet. Like so, right now I'm doing well, but I'm not. I'm still just kind of eating the same way. Blah blah. Blah. If I want to take the next step, I got to do something extreme. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
That
I
makes
completely understand, man. Oh, we're gonna start. You and me are gonna start drinking creatine at 3 a.m. I'll text you.
Oh, you know what? I got these little creatine. I got these little creatine pills, and I didn't take them for so long because they make you bloated as shit.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about taking them again because I'm trying to get my bench up and all this shit. I'm just trying to be a little, you know, put a little. It's also
I've
like,
been getting into like these body weight and like movement workouts where I
oh,
like.
those, yeah, go ahead.
I think they're called like primal movement or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm into that.
I'm not. See, all that shit. I don't like any of that shit. I just want to like. I'm all about like I want to bench this much. I want to squat this. I want to get higher and higher,
Yeah,
and then I do
yeah,
like. So I usually Monday through Friday I do like my weights, and then and this probably doesn't help me, but like then I do Saturday, Sunday, like I just do cardio. I do the complete. So I will do the body movement shit only on the weekends. I
yeah.
kind of rest from the heavy weights, and then I just kind of
I just think that body movement stuff's so cool, man. I get my mat out, put my headband on, maybe crank out some good music. Yeah.
it is, you know. And then when the pandemic was here, when the gyms were closed, oh, that's all I did for fucking like 3 4 months. And dude, you know, I didn't gain or lose any weight, which probably shows you how shitty my workouts in the gym have been. But you know what's sad? I weighed myself the other day. I hadn't weighed myself in so long, and I'm thinking like, all right, what am I, 170 now? Because I kind of hover around 165. I'm
Yeah,
like, what am I,
same.
170, 175? Like, you know, I've been eating carbs now. I'm good. Bro, I'm like, it was like I was like 159. I'm like, what? What the like? I'm just kind of like, oh, like,
There for a while. I hate to throw this word around, but there for a while when I was a little bit depressed, a little sad.
yeah.
I definitely got down to like 150, and it was not good.
You know what? That makes sense because the lady and I we've been having our troubles throughout the pandemic, and not too long ago we were on a break, and I definitely, I mean, I was eating, but I was
I
like
was just eating empty calories. I'm the same. Yep. Yeah. Empty
I
calories.
was I wasn't eating. I used to cook when me and the girlfriend together, like at home we cook and like we when I went back to my parents' house for a little bit and I was just eating whatever my mom would cook for me. I didn't even give a shit anymore. Like it's like, all right, what's here? I'll eat it. I stopped caring and I wasn't eating as much.
Yeah.
I just wasn't trying to eat. I just was feeding whatever she made and yeah, I guess I lost a couple pounds or it's
I'm
tough.
not
And
kidding, bro. I look like McConaughey in Dallas Buyers Club. I was thin, dude.
Yeah, I heard he lost. I heard that commercial came out. My girlfriend's like, "Didn't you hear he lost a bunch of weight?" I'm like, "No, I don't know."
He did not look good.
Yeah, that's so crazy. I wish I could afford a nutritionist or whatever the fuck these guys have.
Oh yeah, man. You
Just
see
for sure,
Christian
man.
Bale losing and gaining weight, Rob McElhenney. Yeah.
Just someone like I already do a decent job myself. I just need a professional, and I need a professional in so many things in life. I'm just so fucking not rich, like I need
Dude, you're a
someone.
good comic. You're a good comic. I watched a lot of your stuff. You're very poised on stage. I have no doubt you're gonna make a great career in all this, man.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. But hopefully when things get a little better for me, I'll be able to have these kind of opportunities. But it's like I would love for someone to be like, "This is what you eat. Like you've been eating that. Slap it out of my hand." Like,
Yeah.
you got to take
Yeah.
these vitamins. When you recover from your weight, like right now, I literally just drink protein shake,
Yeah.
and then I just like, all right, I won't eat too much bread, and I won't eat fries, and then I'm sure there's like something I don't know, and then working out, like, dude, why you've been
I
doing
need a
that?
workout
Oh,
guy.
dude,
I
do
need a
that.
trainer.
Even with like making videos and stand up, that's
That's
why
what
it's
I
so
need
good
is a
that like
workout
my
guy.
girlfriend or having that honest person be like, hey, this is no, like this is bad, or no, if you cut that out, that would flow better. The same thing with
Yep.
the diet and nutrition. I wish someone was like, no, don't eat that. Like, no. But they're fucking expensive, bro. Freaking
Yeah,
higher.
man.
It's crazy.
That's why I'm trying to just be friends with all the. A couple of my friends are trying to get into the training game. I'm hoping they make it. So then it's like, hey, I'll help you, you help me type of deal. That's really my main goal with all that.
Yeah, we got to help each other. That's another thing.
And I'm a big on social media. Uh, like I will like somebody follows me, I'll give them a follow back. I have no pride. I don't care about ratios. I will
Yeah,
follow you back. I will support you. Whatever you need.
that's super nice of you, man. I'm the same way for the most part. And I will. Not, this may sound like humbly, braggily, whatever the fuck, but it what am I about? Like 800 for not 800, 8,455 followers, and shit gets lost, especially when I post something and the likes come in. I miss a lot of things, but
Yeah. I
especially
mean,
after
the
a
most
show,
followers I have is on the talk, and I never post anymore.
you don't post anymore.
No, I mean, I have ideas. I just haven't posted them yet. I haven't posted in like a month and a half or so.
Yeah, I mean, it's you should only post things you want to post. So if you got nothing going, you got nothing to post, don't post it. For me, it's like it's kind of my job to like pump content out. Like,
Yeah, totally.
one thing about the pandemic, it's kind of like forced me to really put more effort into social media and trying to build a following online. And
That's one thing I definitely need to improve, man.
yeah, it's so fun. It's like when you first start doing comedy, you're like, all right, I'll just be funny at 10 p.m. Then now it's like, oh no, you gotta be funny all the time. Like, I was watching the Super Bowl the other day, and I go on my phone just see. I like kind of seeing what people say on Twitter about because it's funny because Twitter's such a fucking toxic environment.
Oh yeah.
I love seeing what people say or trash people. And I saw a couple of comics I know tweet stuff, and then they're getting like thousands of likes and retweets. I'm like, whoa, should I be doing this? Like, wait, am
Yeah.
I supposed to be? I'm like, and then I'm like, just what? I can't watch the game and
I
enjoy my
know.
life.
It's like everybody tries to get their Super Bowl winning tweet out, and it goes viral, and they make a joke about the halftime show or something like that. But I just wanted to
Yeah,
watch the game.
me too, man. And I remember thinking, like, I feel a little guilty. I'm like, am I not doing my job? Like, but that's what you
Yeah.
24/7. Like today, dude. Like I tweeted, so I did tweet one of those things this morning, and then immediately I'm like, all right, I put my podcast out, and then now, right before we got on, I was I'm doing a Twitter dump, which is I'm posting like a bunch of tweets throughout the week on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
That's content. No, I gotta make people laugh on Instagram, and then
Yep.
after that, I gotta make a tick. I'm making a TikTok for my TikTok following. They gotta be funny then, and then then I don't know what the fuck. What else do I have to do today? And then I have a show at night. Then I gotta make fucking people laugh there. It's like the whole fucking day.
But
I'm just
hey,
trying to
man,
make
if
people laugh.
there's a lot harder ways to make a buck. That's so cool though. That, like, if you think about it, I guess our microscope, like our
I'm not getting
lens.
paid for any of this.
Oh, not the gig tonight. You're not getting paid for the gig.
No, no. What I meant is like, I'm joking. But I know it's all part of a bigger cog where it's like, I post this, I post that, I get more following, gets this,
Yeah,
and I get
yeah.
and then people see my content, blah blah blah. Like, I get it. Like, I'm just joking, but it's like, yeah, like I'm doing. But the point was like, I'm just being funny. Like, I have to be. It's a whole day job. And here's the other thing. And then I got to go on. And then I'm going on Facebook groups and Reddit groups, and I've been doing this thing where I post material in specific Reddit groups and Facebook groups.
I thought about posting episodes on Reddit for certain groups, but I don't want to like. What do they? I'm not really on there, but like, what do they call it whenever you like just dive into a random group you're not involved in and just post something? Is that called something?
I think it's just who gives a fuck, to be
Okay,
honest.
noted.
I think just
Okay.
post it. But I would say you got to start somewhere. And
Yeah.
I would like I know I used to post stuff in the stand up comedy Reddit group because it was obviously a stand up I think it's just you might as well be posting an open mic because I think it's just other comedians in there.
Yeah.
So
The
I've been
stand. Yeah,
trying
I
to.
remember I was on that when I was in college. Was the stand up thing, and people were just so negative on there all the time.
Well, I think I do think it's just other comedians trying to do what we're doing, which is fine. But for me, it's like I kind of found more success in like, all right, if I have this joke about being mixed race, I go to the HAPA subreddit, If I
Yep.
have only child joke, go in the fucking only child subreddit,
Yeah.
um,
That's a
and
good
I post
idea.
there. Yeah, and they get it gets way more interaction, and you get more followers, and you link them to your YouTube, you get YouTube subscribers. So that's one thing I'm doing today. But it's like I said, it's like I'm just trying to be funny all the time, and it's before the pandemic, I never gave about any of this shit. Of course, I cared a little bit, but like, man, now it's like a full time job. Like,
Yeah.
and that's another thing. I wish I had a social media person to be like, "Oh, what are you posting that? What the fuck are you doing?
I wish I had
Oh, this whole
somebody.
time I've been doing it. Oh, you got to delete your account. What? No.
People always say the word algorithm. I would just wish I had somebody that understood all that stuff and is just like, okay, post at this. You have to have 2 comments by this, and then you like this and that.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I mean, I'm in the out. I was. I listen. This is why I want a professional to help me. But right now, I've been not even trying that hard, but I've been trying to figure out the algorithm of what time is the best time to post. And for me, it's just like I just post like I used to just like I do have these charts like schedules about like whatever research has been done. This time is the best time to post on these days, and I do follow those to some extent.
Yeah.
Some of them don't make sense. Like one of them is like Tuesday, 6 a.m. I'm like, who the
Yeah.
fuck
The one on
at
TikTok
6 a.m.?
sometimes is like 2 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Have
I
you
just
tried
go
that
like
though?
I have tried that. Yeah, I've tried it, and it not didn't really get much of a uptick or anything. Like
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
no as long as it's good, it should be okay. But yeah, definitely like I think if you're gonna post in the morning, I would wait until 10 because then in the West Coast it's 7 and people are
I
waking
always
up.
like to go around like noon.
Noon's good too. I would say when people wake up lunchtime and like 6 7 p.m., you could probably throw one in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I like
That's
to do
really it.
5,
Yeah.
6, 7 p.m. on. I used to go live on TikTok there for like 2 weeks. I was going live every day, and it was just me talking to like 2 people, and then I
Oh,
got banned because I was playing music in the background.
oh Jesus.
Yeah, soft.
I didn't even know. Some guy the other day was telling me, he's like, yeah, you gotta incorporate music. People search music to find TikToks. I'm like, what? What do you mean music?
Oh yeah,
And
I think he means like the sounds. Like so. I mean, do you know what it is? Because otherwise, I'm gonna do some mansplaining.
no, explain it to me because I think what it is like there's sounds in TikToks and people search those sounds, but
Yeah,
I just find it weird that people are searching sounds for for something visual. It's just
yeah.
like
They
back.
want so okay. So a good portion of TikTok is all about like, oh, look how sexy this woman is, and so those trends start happening, and they all generally use the same song, or maybe this. type of dance is trending, and they all use the same
Right.
song. So
Like slap that ass. Yeah, I see.
people look up that song to watch those videos, and then they see, oh, here's James, and he's like, he's got a microphone. What's he talking about here? And then you have to go in manually and turn that sound down to 0, and then put your sound up to whatever, and then it says that you're using that sound, but you're not.
No, it's like a trick.
Yeah, it's a trick.
Oh man, maybe. Oh shit, I should probably maybe do that. It sounds like a lot of work, but
Yeah.
if it's gonna help, I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, let me look at my fucking TikTok now. I posted a couple things.
I'll give you a follow right now on air. You don't have to follow me back, but I'll give you a follow on air right now.
I'll follow you on anything else but TikTok. I literally have no. I'm not following anyone on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, never
And
mind then. Okay, well, not. Don't worry about that then.
It just became, um, God, it just became like I didn't never cared about TikTok, so I was on there because everyone's saying you got to be, and I would start posting stand up videos, and a couple of them went viral, and it got to the point where I was like, I wasn't even checking it, and I would have like thousands of followers, and I just never checked it. So it was like I was just like, oh, let me just keep this up. Let's see how long I can go without following anyone. And now I'm at like 11K.
Oh shoot, dude! Heck yeah!
Yeah, I'm just like, fuck. I don't even give a.
I'm at 3K. I think three and some change. I had one get 1 million. I had a couple 500,000, this 100,000. Nice. Dude, I got some heat. I got some heated comments with some people.
Yeah, so
because you have to comment back initially to help the algorithm get pushed.
You do. You have to comment? Yes, you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I luckily haven't been. None of my stuff gets any heat. Like, I think my stuff's pretty evergreen, and
I try. Like, I'm a clean comic. I work mostly clean.
Oh, it's so weird. I don't get how TikTok, because I have a buddy. He's got like a couple things. I've got 1 million views, and he only has like 1,000 followers. I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
I worry sometimes that region has something to do with your videos getting pushed. Because like my region, like I literally have 1 million people in my entire state, and New York have 1 million people on a street corner.
Well, my buddy also lives in New York.
Yeah,
and it's just weird. He has like no one's following him, but I guess people. I don't know why people just like. I posted one thing. I got like, what is it? Like 400,000 views, and I literally it led to like 5,000 followers. Like I just can't even.
My first one that popped off, like I got most of my followers from that, and then I had some success after that, and I'm still not. It was weird, man. I don't know. I'm gonna promise you this, even though you literally do not care. I promise I will do more on social media. I just have to promise someone that I will do that.
Do it, man. Do it for yourself, and it's do it because you want to do it. Anything you do in life, you gotta want to do it.
Exactly.
So listen. If someone was like, "Yeah, you don't have to do any of this anymore. Like, it's over," would I be relieved? Probably, but there is.
I mean, I write on my yellow legal pad every night. Nobody's got a gun to my head.
Right. Yeah. True. But I do think I do like when I post something and people do go, "That's funny," or "This is great," and it gets a lot of likes. Because it means to me that I'm doing. It means to me I am doing something.
Yeah.
Right. You know, so I might joke about it. I just kind of wish like none of this was a thing, so I didn't have to do it, and I could just be like back in the day where I just do 5 shows a night in the city, and then you try to get on Letterman.
If you're a good comic, you're a good comic, and there it is. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would take that, but the fact that I don't know, the fact that it is a thing, I don't want it to be a thing and me not take advantage of it, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the way to go about it either.
To like just let it fall by the wayside, like to be like, well, I don't need this.
Yeah. I don't want like even if I think I was super famous, I don't think I'd be on there as much, but I would try to throw a funny thing out there every once in a while. I mean, why not?
Well, I mean, you know, the goat of goats, Chappelle doesn't even get on there.
Yeah, but Chappelle is
I know. I'm just
Yeah, I mean, that's if I was the Chappelle level, I'm just a different person. I just do I don't know. I just would I would it's like you guys. Some of my TikToks are so dumb, dude. They're just like me doing my joke like a joke into the camera.
I overthink that so much. I have just a random quick
Yeah.
blurb I want to get out there, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to, oh,
If
I just
if
gotta get over
you
that.
you it's so like my anytime I put stand up on TikTok, no one watches it. No one. But if you do a camera to camera joke, people watch it, man, and people pay attention. It's just a different. TikTok is different. TikTok is like the shittier quality, the more just like you're talking to the person, like to make it feel like it's more personal, the better. The moment it's a presentation on TikTok, I think it kind of hurts you,
Yeah.
But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you definitely want to have your high quality camera and have it presented a little better. But TikTok is just completely different,
Yeah, I
and
need
it's
to get
also
into the
depends.
YouTube game, man. I didn't have internet at my house till like a few months ago, so like I
Oh
had
shit!
to so like now I actually have the capability of uploading videos. I used to have to drive to McDonald's to upload the show and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Well, you're a hustler then, man. That's
No, I'm just out in the country. I think it's just circumstance.
oh, dude, brutal, brutal.
But anything you'd like to close with, my friend?
Um, no, just I appreciate you having me on. Just if you're listening out there, please follow me at Camacho on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Like I've said, YouTube also, youtube.com/James Camacho. I'm always uh trying to post funny stuff. So I hope I believe I'm a good follow. Like Twitter, I have jokes all
He
day.
is a good follow. You could heard it from
Thank
me, folks. He's a good follow.
Thank you, man. So yeah, go follow me on there if you want to come see me live or virtually. All my tour dates, virtual dates are at jamescamacho.com/shows. I have a podcast too called I'm Just a Kid. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud. And it's a lot of interviews with people about their high school experience. And there's also a couple other like bonus stuff in there, I did one where a newer comic asked me for some advice, and I put it out there. And
That was
a
that
buddy of
was
mine,
not the most recent one, but the one before that, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was really good. I watched part of that. That was really good.
Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I'm doing more like a buddy of mine and I are going to talk about how to get corporate gigs and horror private story gigs. Like we're going to put that out soon, and then my girlfriend and I are thinking about doing something together. So my podcast is more of like a channel of like just stuff that you can hear me do. It's not just
Yeah.
narrowed down to one thing. But yeah, just give me a look, give me a follow, and
Is your girlfriend in the arts? Does she do art stuff?
no, she's not. She's in the science. She's in
Wow. Okay. Okay, that's cool.
very other side, but she's got a good eye. She's got a good sense of what's funny and stuff. So
It's awesome, man.
she's someone I always run. If I'm unsure about something, I'll run it by her. Even if I'm sure about something, I'll run it by her. She gives these. She's right on about a lot of stuff, man. A lot of my videos that you've seen, she's giving me her
They
input
have
on.
her stamp of approval.
Her stamp, yeah. I mean, yeah,
That's
she's
awesome, man.
really
That's
good
really
idea.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, thank you guys for listening very much. I hope you're staying safe and having fun and all that stuff out there. Anyways, in the meantime, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at francosworld_, and keep taking care of yourselves. See ya.